My name is KHOHLISA CHEMANE, and today we're going to be talking about transitioning from religion to spirituality. People call me a rebel, some call me a non-conformist, but in actual fact, I'd like to believe that I am a normal person who just decided to take another route. So I am a life coach, I am a motivational speaker, I am a writer, I am a poet, I am a mother. I think I'm a life partner as well. I'm a friend. But overall, I'm just somebody who's saying there has to be more than this to life, and I'd like to tell that story. So, I was a staunch religious person. Me and Jesus, we were like this in the same WhatsApp group. And I don't have a problem with the man himself. But I started seeking because I realized that when I was into religion and I was into Christianity, I was too stressed and too depressed, and I took everything too serious because I was always thinking, what will the church say? What will Jesus say? Oh my gosh, I even had a band that was written WWJD. It meant, what would Jesus do? And then one day I just woke up and said to myself, there must be more to life than the way that I'm living, the way that I'm viewing things. And I was always worried about people. And I realized that the things that I do behind the scenes, I'd like to authentically do them without having to worry if somebody is watching me. And I thought to myself, surely this God that loves us so much created me, so he knows who I am. I don't need to edit myself. I don't need to change anything about myself. I don't need to hide anything about myself. So I started seeking, and this was in 2010 when I got pregnant and I was told my child is a reflection of sin. And I thought, wait up, if God allowed life, why then is my child a reflection of sin? It disturbed me until I gave birth in 2011. And when I went back to church, they said, I need to go for confession. And I said to the priest, I'm not going to confession because my child is not a reflection of sin. My child is beautiful. Look, I named her Mphoentle, and that's exactly what she is, a beautiful gift that lightened up my life. So why would I say I'm sorry? I wasn't sorry, and so I refused to go to confession. On the outside, I looked like I was happy, like I was content. I was okay, I was a happy girl. Look, I was known in my hood for the girl that can preach and pray. And some would say when I pray, it felt like the heavens are opening. But inside I was dying, a small death, one day at a time, and I realized this is not what I want. It wasn't. I was selling a picture that everybody wanted to be truthful. But behind closed doors, I knew it wasn't the truth. And I knew that I needed to be the change that I wanted to see. So I started asking questions and I started seeking, and nobody was willing to answer me. So I started detaching myself from the church. Did I baptize my child? Yes, I did. Because that is what was expected of me from my mother, from my family. And so I did it. But I remember just standing there, looking at that water dripping on my child's forehead and thinking, I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to her. And what kind of a mother am I going to be if I'm just going to have surface conversations with my child? I knew that that's what our parents did. And I knew that I wanted to cut that umbilical cord. And so, after baptizing my child, I left her to go to church with my mother. But I never went back to church again for a good year. But after a year, I felt guilty and things were falling apart. And I thought, Jesus must be angry at me. And so I went back to see if maybe I'm in the wrong. Things didn't get better. Instead, the more I sat at that stool in the church, the more I just wanted to run away. And so I did. 2016, I lose everything. I lose my car to the bank. I lose a place to stay, the estate. I lose my job, and I find myself at the lowest of the lowest. And it takes me back to understanding that whatever that they teach in religion is not so bad. It's just that it's been misrepresented. Talk about faith. That's when I realized that I need to believe in something that I cannot see or touch, but believe that it's gonna happen. And as soon as I took myself there, that's how things unfolded. And I started understanding the beauty of being happy. Transitioning means leaving everything that you've learned, unlearning everything and saying to yourself, who am I? Look, Christianity also says we were created in His image. So what does that make you? If you were created in the image of the divine power, whatever you call it, it means you are part of the source. And therefore, you are powerful in your own right. So for me, consciousness means I've taken back my power. I've taken back who I am. I don't need another being to validate who I am. I am who I am because I say so. But more so over, I feel it. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you need to feel what you're doing is right. And if you can sleep at night, then you are a happy person. What do I do for fun? I go out with friends. And I'm not apologetic about where I go, who I go with, and what I do. I drink my beer with ease without feeling like just because I love my beer, I'm gonna go to hell. I go to poetry sessions because I'm a writer. I go to stand-up comedians with friends just to laugh and let go and breathe, which is something that in religion they will tell you is laziness. And people always ask me, the things that you do now, did you not do them when you were in religion? It's actually a very funny story. When I was in religion, because religion and Christianity is so judgmental, we kept our circle of friends, we kept it in the church. And so what we would do is we would choose a place and chill there and drink behind the scenes. So yeah, that's me. Like I said, I love arts. If you want to find me, you'll find me in Maboneng, looking at artistic things. You'll find me in poetry sessions, listening to other people do poetry, and I also do poetry. So, and I go out. I love going out. I love to vosharize. I vosho a lot. It's who I am. When people see me, they're like, we know you're gonna vosho. And I've learned to look at dancing as art and not as something dirty. I like to twerk. Hey, I'd love to take classes for twerking. And for me, dancing allows me to pause a bit. I love my life. I'd like to put it that way. I love my life. It's beautiful. It's easy because when I wake up, it's not about the masses. It's about me. I am not trying to follow anybody. And the question that I get the most is, what do you believe in now? And whenever I give this answer, people become shocked. I believe in nothing. I believe in the nothingness of just being a being and seeing the beauty of life. And the most famous question is, do you believe in God? I think I have a problem with the name. But I believe because we are forms, there must have been a source that took over these different forms. So for me, if there was ever a God, it's the human being standing next to me, because we all come from the same source. I believe that everything that is here is not a mistake. It's here because it's meant to be here. It's divine creation. So yes, I get out in the morning, I stand in my balcony, and I speak to something. You can't give it a name. You can't give it a gender. And you definitely cannot put it into a book.